Alright folks, today we've got the Olight M2T Warrior dual switch tactical flashlight. This thing will go up to 1200 lumens down to 1 lumen in the moonlight mode. It can run off two CR123A batteries with the included sleeve, or it can run off a rechargeable 18650 battery. It is IPX8 waterproof rated. It is not rechargeable. You will have to remove the battery to recharge it. It has a clip that you can turn both ways. It has a side switch. It has a 3-in-1 tail cap. And it is very similar to the M2R Warrior. So, let's get into it. Alright, so what you've got inside the box on the M2T Warrior, they have an interesting package here now. So the way it works is when this thing is sealed, there's a pull tab. And you just rip that bad boy off, and when you do, this pops out to where it's easy to open. Look at that. Your light's right there. It's got the clip already on it. The clip is reversible. You see it's attached here, but we can also attach it there on that valley. It has a side switch. It has the knurling on the end of it that is nice, the blue. It's got a reflector in it that is not smooth. It has a domed LED. And it has a big, fat, dummy-proof tail switch on it, which I love, and any light they call tactical. I want to be able to hit this thing without thinking about it. As soon as I pick up my light, I don't want to have to find the button on the end of the light, and I want to be able to get instant access to momentary, instant access to on, and instant access to strobe, which this light offers. With the tail switch, it's three functions, a 3-stage switch. So if you push it a little, you get momentary. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you get that click, that's constant on. If you click it, it's on. And then if you click and hold, you get that strobe. And I love it. It's just amazing. And then, so let's say you don't want turbo, or you want to be able to turn this on in a lower mode, which is great. So for a tactical, oh, I got to draw my weapon to see if there's a threat. You've got your turbo on the tail cap. It always goes into turbo or strobe. But the side switch, you can turn it on, right? And see how low that is? Look at the difference. So that's on, and then I'm going to hit the tail switch. Now it's turbo. So what it does is the side switch remembers what mode you had it in. Isn't that great? I love a light that offers more features. So I can always have turbo, or I can hold this down, the side switch, until it gets into the lowest setting, which is Firefly, that 1 lumen, right? And then I can turn it off with one click, and it will remember that. And the next time I turn it on, it stays in that mode. So I now have a light that will go into turbo, go to the strobe, or I can, if I have time and there's no threat or anything, but I got to get ready and I don't want to wake my family up in the morning, I can click this one, and that Firefly mode comes on every time. And it will stay that way until you turn it on with the side switch and cycle through the modes. Isn't that awesome? So if Firefly's not enough for you, you can go on to the next one. Turn it off there, and then every time you turn it on, it remembers it. So the only thing you could ask more out of this light is for it to be rechargeable, where you don't have to remove the battery to charge it. But the M2T was created after the M2R. The M2R is rechargeable. I have a review on this light, and it's available, but it costs more money. So for the guy that wants all the features, and you just don't want to pay that little bit of extra for the rechargeability, because you can buy, you can do a couple of things. If you don't want to pay for the recharge, you can buy batteries. Or if you work for a company or whoever that gives you the batteries, perfect. You slide 2 of these CR123 batteries in there in this sleeve. Now, Olight includes 2 when you get it, but if you work somewhere that will give you these batteries, great. Now you don't have to worry about it. You have unlimited batteries and a light that accommodates them. And it's got all the features that you need. It does have an indicator there, just inside the sleeve, just inside the battery hole, that shows the positive end goes up. Right? And on the other end, you've got on the other end here, you have a spring down inside there. All right. And then on the tail cap, you have this little metal or copper colored contact that is spring loaded. It does go down and move, right? So it won't, if you drop it, it won't destroy this or your battery. It's going to give on both ends of the battery, which is nice. So you put your positive end up, thing screws on here, and also it indicates as well on the lid that the positive end is up. And that's it. We'll go through the user interface. So we already went through the tail switch. If you go on the back switch here and you push and hold it down, the Firefly mode will come on. So if you push and hold down, Firefly is on. It's 1 lumen. If you turn it off, if you push and hold down till it comes on and then wait till it turns off and release, now I'm locked out. So I can throw this thing in a bag and I get a red light because it's locked out, and I don't want to set my bag on fire by having 1200 lumens go off in it. So I push the button and that little red light comes on, and the light does not come on. So and if I push the side button, it does the same thing, the red light. So for those of you that don't want to risk making a light any less waterproof by unscrewing it, you have an electrical lockout on this light, which is amazing. It's awesome. So if we want to turn it back on, we hold it down until it turns back on in moonlight mode. And then if you want to cycle through the modes, this thing is currently in moonlight. If you hold down the side switch, it goes up to low, which is 15 lumens. If you hold it down again, we've got a medium, which is 60 lumens. The next one is high, 400 lumens, and there's a 3-hour runtime, folks, on the CR123s. That's just great, Then if you hold it down again, you go. The only way to get turbo is through the tail switch. I'm sorry. So you hit turbo, and that gives you the 900 lumens. So if we turn it on, let's go all the way up to 400 lumens. So that's at 400. And then if I hold the tail switch, it bumps up to 900 lumens. Now after 3 minutes, that will go down to 600 lumens and run for 85 minutes, and that's because of the heat. The heat, you got to protect your LED and your battery. These that give these high outputs are going to go down. But Olight listed on here. I like that. Some manufacturers just say 900 lumens for 85 minutes, and really it needs to be 900 lumens for 3 minutes and 600 lumens for 85 minutes, because that's what it is, right? And that's what you want to know is when you buy it, what it's going to do. You don't want to have to figure it out for yourself that, oh man, I need a light that does 1200 lumens, and then it does it, and then you find out that it's 600 lumens after 3 minutes, and you didn't know that. You needed 1200 lumens. So if we put 18650 battery in here, which I'm not going to do. I have some. They're, all over the internet now. They even have some that have a USB port on the side of the battery. Like this battery here. You can buy these now. So this 18650 battery goes into that flashlight, and it gives it 1200 lumens. And look at this. You don't want to buy a charger? Cool. Your phone charger, if you have an Android, will charge this. And even if you don't have a charger, it comes with one. So, like, you can buy this 18650 battery, and a micro USB cable plugs into it, and it has a little light in these holes right here, and then this will plug into any of your phone chargers, pretty much, or those little boxes you got laying all over your house. So if you don't like the CR123s and you want to recharge it, the option is there for really cheap. I can't remember, this was like $12 or $10 or whatever for the battery and the charging cable. So for the discount you get and not having to pay for the M2R, this and the difference in the switch. For me, I prefer this switch over this one. This one you have to try a little harder to get down in there, and sometimes I've caught it where I've had to push it a couple of times to get it to go and stay on. With this one, I have not had that problem at all. I have had no switch issues with this one, and I have batteries and chargers, so I just deal with it that way. And I keep an Olight battery that I had in already that meets the specs. So if you put a 35 milliamp hour, this is a 34 milliamp hour, close enough. But if you have, they recommend a 35 milliamp hour battery, 18650 to get that 1200 lumens. And I mean, to me, the 900 is plenty. The 900 is plenty because, I mean, it's just super bright. The clip on this, it turns both ways. So you can put it in your pocket this way and clip it on your pants, all right, right there, and to go bezel down. Or you can go bezel up and put it in your pants where your pants are in the hook, and so that much of it's sticking out of the top of your pocket. Or that much is sticking out of the top of your pocket. Or if you don't like that, you can pull this thing off of here and turn it around and get a deep carry on the light, so only that much is sticking out of your pocket. So it's great because they give you the option, right? So it comes the other way, this way, but it gives you the option to do whatever you want to, and there's two options no matter how you hold it. So this thing is pretty versatile as far as carry options. And with the lockout, man, this thing it's great. The bezel on this thing, it has a bit of a texture on it. It feels sharp to the finger. I'm not going to say it's a defensive bezel or anything like that, but it sure, I would not want to get hit with this at all, and you would sure get somebody's attention if you did strike them with it. I think they just did it because it's pretty, and it makes the flashlight look great, and it does. So I don't know, I like it. Let's see what all's in the box, because I started talking about the light and forgot to go what was in the box. So in the box you get the flashlight, you get two CR123A batteries in a sleeve, and the reason that is because this light wants to accommodate the 18650 battery. 18650 is slightly larger than the CR123s, so it requires a sleeve to make them work. Then as we opened it, it says accessories below, so you just grab it and pull on this little tab, and now you get your holster with this awesome Olight symbol on it. So it does have a lanyard in this and some extra O-ring. I mean, let's see. Nope, no extra O-ring. That was the sleeve that held the lanyard together. I just crammed the flashlight in there. But you get a lanyard, and they include this awesome little bitty needle thing to help you thread that into this teeny tiny hole that's on the tail cap. And then now I can slide it in there easily, and you can put it bezel up or bezel down, however you want to carry it. And there's a hole in the bottom, so that way if you do accidentally turn it on, you'll see it, right? I like that because I don't want to burn up my holster. So if you turn this thing on, you'll see it if you put it up or down, because there's a hole in the top and the bottom of it. So if I put it in here and then I sit on this thing, or my seatbelt pushes on it or whatever, it's going to shine right out of the top and let me know it's on. But it feels pretty sturdy. I mean, it's kind of hard to push that more than other holsters. So I think I really like it. And on the back side, you get a Velcro strap there and there. And so there's no loop behind that. So you're relying strictly on the Velcro to hold it on your belt. That, which it seems pretty. I mean, I'm pulling. It ain't coming loose. Actually, I've ripped this off of the holster. You see that? So in my testing of the Velcro, on whether or not it will come loose, I've ripped it off of the holster. So I don't know what that says about the holster. It was really hard to get that off. I think if you were to put that kind of stress on any holster, it'd come apart. So let's get into this. There's a instruction manual that tells you how to use the push button on the back, just in case you didn't pay attention to my video. And then you get a user manual that tells you all about the light. And that's everything you get in the box. So let's take this thing outside and see what it does. But if you've seen my M2R video, it's going to be really similar because it's basically the same light. This is the M2T Warrior. We brought it outside and we're going to look at it and compare it to the M2R Warrior. So, now they both have a really similar beam. So here's your M2T. It's on the left. All right, this is the light we're reviewing, the M2T Warrior. It's got a 3-button tail switch. As you can see, I can shine it across the street and it is illuminating everything. The tree, it's illuminating the house, it's illuminating from me to that tree. That tree is probably 50 feet away. And then back there at the back, we're at closer to 200 feet at those back trees right back there. All right, so here's your M2T. And here's your M2R. I mean, it's basically the same light. So let's just get into, because there's no difference, now that you know that there's basically no difference in the beam, let's get into what the M2T does. So we're going to go in the Firefly mode, the moonlight mode on it. Alright, so it's barely on and you can't really see it at all. Alright, then the next level up, which is 15 lumens. Then the next level up, which is 60. Then the next level up, which is 250. Alright, so you can see now, I can see across the street with just that. I mean, it's even brighter in real life. So then we're going to go up to 600. Alright, and that's bright enough to do anything you need it to do, and it'll last 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then that's as high as you can go on the side switch. On the tail switch, we can go up to the turbo. So let's see here. Alright, so that's 600, and then when I hit the tail switch, boom, it goes on up. So we're going to turn it on the high mode, that's 600. Then you click the tail switch, and you get that 1200. So we can see this light is plenty for, that's at my feet here. Right? And it's lighting from here to across the street. I mean, it's just plenty bright for anything you would need for like self-defense or carrying a weapon or anything like that. It gives you light as far as basically you're ever gonna want to shoot with a pistol anyway at night. All right, well there it is. That's the M2T Warrior, the M2T Warrior from Olight. This is completely bright enough for carrying a weapon, carrying it in your pocket. Great for camping because it's waterproof. It's good for any industrial. I could carry it to my work and get it dirty and wouldn't worry about it. The thing has just got a nice design. It's got a nice feel to it, the bezeling on it. Bezel on the head is really nice. It's super fine, so it's easy to grab it and twist. The clip on it, it's multi-directional. It's just awesome, awesome light. I really like it. Alrighty, well, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for supporting me.